Welcome to Ultimate Report. I'm Mary Winkenwerder. Learning about charity causes gives way to understanding how we can best support. When was the last time you invested time or donation to a worthy cause? This episode, we meet with Michelle Sie-Whitten to learn more about the Global Down Syndrome Foundation. Michelle, welcome to Ultimate Report.
Thanks for having me, Mary.
It's great to have you join us. So we understand more about the organization, what exactly does the Global Down Syndrome Foundation do?
Well, the Global Down Syndrome Foundation is pretty new. We started in 2009, and we focus on research, medical care, education, and advocacy that really significantly improves the lives of people with Down syndrome. That's like our main focus.
That's wonderful. So how is the Global Down Syndrome Foundation unique from other charities that may be seen as similar?
Yeah. Well, we have some great national and local Down syndrome organizations. We have the National Down Syndrome Congress, we have the National Down Syndrome Society, and they both do great work, and we collaborate with them on a lot of different areas, including prenatal testing pamphlet and an education series. So I think we're all very collaborative. The difference with Global Down Syndrome Foundation is we are very focused on research and medical care. And it's not to say that the other organizations don't care about it, it's just not their primary focus. And they're very supportive of our work. And what we've done is create the first, and unfortunately at this point, only academic home for medical care and research for Down syndrome through two affiliate organizations, the Cernic Institute for Down Syndrome and then the C Center for Down Syndrome. So one does the basic research and one does the pediatric medical care.
So when was the organization founded and how long has it existed?
Well, as I was saying, it was founded in 2009, so we're pretty new. And it did take us a lot longer than I thought. I think coming from the for-profit, I'm used to a certain pace, and in the nonprofit world, it really is more difficult. You're kind of hat in hand every year. You can't rely on a long-term contract with a big customer. So it has been difficult. The other thing that's been challenging for us is really understanding how we can support the National Institutes of Health at the federal level so that there could be more funding for Down syndrome research that ultimately will improve the health and outcome and lifespan of people with Down syndrome.
That's beautiful. So when I hear the name Quincy Jones, of course, I think of excitement, and there's always a lot of excitement that surrounds the name. What is the Quincy Jones Exceptional Advocacy Award, and what does it represent?
Well, I think you're so right. Quincy Jones is really a magic man. I mean, everything he touches, he brings a certain magic to it. It's almost undescribable. And we were fortunate because, my father was in the cable industry, that Quincy was a good friend of the family. And he is not directly connected to anyone with Down syndrome, but when he met Sophia and he learned that Down syndrome was the least funded genetic condition nationally, he wanted to help. So over lunch at his house one day, my parents and I were there, and he was so gracious, and he offered to lend his name to the Quincy Jones Exceptional Advocacy Award that we decided to give to kind of a celebrity and then a self-advocate every year. And he helps us ask the people who receive it, and when he can, he makes it to the event, and he's able to present one of those awards when he comes. So it's just been tremendous, and just knowing that he is behind us and supporting our children and our adults means a lot.
That's amazing. So how often is this recognition offered?
Every year. Every year we give two in Denver. And this year our self-advocate is Jamie Brewer. She's the first model with Down syndrome to be in the New York Fashion Week. She has been for 3 seasons in the award-winning American Horror Show. So she's a great actress. So we're really excited about that. And then we have a surprise winner outside of that.
That's wonderful. So I understand that Jamie Brewer was the most recent recipient. How did this come about?
So, what we do is we have a team of people look at who is really making a difference as a self-advocate, a person with Down syndrome in society, in our community. And it, you know, it can come from all different walks of life. And then we offer them, you know, the award, and we tell them about the date and what it includes. And, you know, by and large, everybody is really happy to come. You know, it really comes down to schedule. Obviously, if they're filming and they can't come, you know, then, you know, we might have to roll down to the next person. But the majority always want to get it and want to come and see this as a great opportunity to help our children and adults with Down syndrome, and to meet some really neat people in Denver.
That's beautiful. So where can we, as an audience, as individuals, donate time or services to this wonderful cause?
Well, you can go to our website. It's www.globaldownsyndrome.org. And there's so many ways to help. You know, I always tell people, you know, it's like, you don't have to be a $50,000 donor to make a difference to us or our children. You can donate $10. You can go donate $20. Anything makes a difference. The other thing we need, at least in terms of some of our local programs, which primarily, we have a few in DC, but primarily they're in Colorado, we always need volunteers, silent auction items, in-kind items. You know, there isn't anything we don't need that we can't leverage to really invest in people with Down syndrome.
That's great. So where can we catch up with the Global Down Syndrome Foundation online for those who like to engage in online community activity?
Well, we're at GDSF, you know, it's the Twitter, and then we have Facebook. I'm not very technologically savvy. I know we do Instagram and Google+. I assume you can just get there through our little tabs that you can click on. But I think we're doing pretty good. We have beautiful stories. The people that we serve, I feel, are tremendous. They're fabulous people with amazing stories, facing challenges, overcoming their challenges, and doing great things. So I think we have a good following in terms of our self-advocates, but the science and the medical care is also fascinating. And we do have a good following of people who are interested in, well, why do people with Down syndrome get Alzheimer's in such large numbers? Why do people with Down syndrome, why are they protected from most solid tumor cancers like breast cancer? So I think from the medical and the research perspective, we're really gaining a lot of credibility, including through our magazine, you know, Down Syndrome World. So we're really excited. Everything we do is exciting, and I think all of the staff is excited to come to work every day and, you know, do our thing.
That's great. Well, Michelle, thanks so much for joining us. It's been great visiting with you and learning more about the Global Down Syndrome Foundation and what it is that we can do to support this cause.
Thank you, Mary. This has been great.
All right. Catch up with me on my blog, www.beautybeautereport.com, on Twitter @BeautyPublicist, and of course on YouTube, Ultimate Report. Everyone, thanks so much for joining us on Ultimate Report. Have a beautiful and successful week. Mwah.